Hello, everyone. This is Rick Avery with the Sports Affiliation, bringing you another episode of Friday Night Fantasy Fights. Tonight, I have Joni Main from the Fantasy Football Show. How are you doing tonight?
Good, bro. Good, bro. Appreciate the invite. Thanks for having me on, man. And super excited to be here this evening, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Like I was saying before, I greatly appreciate any of the guests I have. Just getting a brand new show going. I'm very grateful for everyone that's come on.
Dig that.
So as I mentioned, you are part of the Fantasy Football Show. You, this is a newer channel.
Oh man, we've been up for about 2 years. Me and my homie Nick Wilcox, man. We hooked up actually at Scott Fishbowl 13, kind of started chopping up and stuff, man. And our paths kind of intertwined again. After that, we hooked up at the Fantasy Football Expo and just had a really good time, man. And we got back and we're like, all right, man, like we want to do a show, and it was something that I had been looking to do, just independent of Nick beforehand. And then like Nick was just talking, he had done some stuff there in the past, and we were just like, all right, man, like this just makes sense. So let's just go ahead and run this. And man, we've been having a blast, man, for the last 2 years. We talk, DFS stuff, we talk props. I'm pretty much the DFS guy, Nick's the prop guy. We talk season long, we share like Scott Fishbowl insight, playing a couple leagues together. We do some pick'ems. So we just kind of like a catch-all for everything, man. And just try to have a good time, man. Bring good energy, man, to everybody. It's pretty much the deal, man.
Yeah, and you do a Sunday show doing DFS and props and spreads, and
Yeah.
then you do like a Sunday night recap, and then
Yeah.
you do a Monday show, and then do you guys do any other shows?
Nah, man. You pretty much nailed it, man. As far as like our flow and stuff or whatnot. Monday, man, we revisit like not revisit, but like we preview like waiver wires players to pick up on the waiver wire. We do a little Monday night props. We've actually started to do like some showdown slates as well, like on Sunday night and on Monday night as well as live. So we've been doing that, man. Just kind of adding stuff on, man. Just trying to grow and get better with every show we have, and continuing to network and build our brand.
Yeah, for sure. If you haven't, you can check them out on the Fantasy Football Show. I'll go ahead and put the link in, but it's youtube.com at or backslash at the Fantasy Football Show, and go ahead and subscribe to them. Um, Let me go ahead and get the lineups pulled up here just from last week. I played against Jay Felicio last week and took down the victory. So we got a donation to the Salem Pantry at 158.34 to 116, with my big play being Jameer Gibbs, who scored 41.2 points. Let me just pull that back up here. Um, I'm going to go ahead and play for them again this week, just because I like playing for charities 4 weeks in a row. Try to get them as much money as possible. All right, there's the page up there. Do you want to go first or second in this format?
Oh man, I'm cool with going second, man. I'm cool, man. I'm here. I'm here as a guest here, man, as a humble guest. So I definitely don't mind batting after you, man.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and make my first pick then. There's tons of good picks to make with the first pick, but I'm going to go receiver.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Jamar Chase
Okay.
against Pittsburgh Steelers at 8,500. Uh, he got, let's see, 23-19. He doesn't have his targets listed for last week or the week before, but I think he has gotten, let's see, over 60 targets last 3 games. So we'll go ahead and go with Jamar Chase in one of the highest scoring games of the week at 49 points as the total. And hopefully Flacco keeps throwing him the ball. I know 1 week T. Higgins got the touchdowns, but for a good floor play, Jamar Chase is one of the top 2 plays.
Okay, all right. So the weather you're not sweating the weather at all, man. I seen because I'm a big Steeler fan too, by the way, just kind of FYI. So go ahead and kind of tip my hand on that. But no concerns about the weather this weekend or anything,
Uh,
man.
I don't think so because if it has, there'd be a dip in the over under, and so far it's been maintained.
Okay, dig that, man. All right. So really, there's no particular order, man. We can just pick our favorite play. Is that just kind of how this shakes out, man? Like
We're just
that.
building a lineup against each other.
All
We
right.
can't use duplicate players, and we'll just switch off picks.
All right, dig that. All right. So for me, I'm gonna start off, man. I'm gonna go Josh Jacobs, uh, against the New York Giants, man. I think I'm pretty sure 8 of his last 9 games he's scored a touchdown.
Mhm.
Um, and I think like he's starting to find his groove. And I think like for as much as like we wanted the Green Bay Packers, big guy, big fan of Jordan Love, just independent of all this. As much as we wanted this offense to be like a passing offense, it's not shaking that away, man. It's not shaking that way. And as you can see right there, man, he's got back-to-back 20-point games. He's obviously
Mhm.
like pretty dependent as far as like touchdowns in itself. But I just think like this is a really good play against a team that has definitely had some opportunities against the run as far as the Giants go. And we're getting to that point in time of the year where I think you're starting to see it a little bit where things are starting to slow down from like a scoring side of things and not throwing the ball as much. So yeah, I'm gonna go Josh Jacobs, man, and keep it G out here for me, man. So
Uh, Sounds good. Looks like Tip is in the chat. How you doing, Tip?
what up, Tip?
Uh, Daniel Berry. Happy Friday to you. All right. We'll go ahead and make my next pick here with using 8,500 for first player and the salary tightening every week. I'm gonna have to go for a value play. We'll go with since I don't know where I'm at right now, kind of building this lineup on the fly. We'll go Michael Wilson at
Okay,
3,800
all right,
against the San Francisco 49ers. Marvin Harrison's out. He's very underpriced for where he's at. He should be around 45 to $5,000 on DraftKings, or he's at 3,800. He's gotten 11 targets the last 2 games, and with Jacoby Brissett being at quarterback, his yards per game doubles with him in it rather than with Kyler. So we'll go ahead, Michael Wilson with my second pick.
all right. Dig that. All right. So for me, my next pick, I'm gonna go Mr. Rome Adunze is where I'm getting ready to go. Obviously, man, the Vikings, we know Brian Flores, we know what it's going to be as far as like that defense and then bringing it for sure. And Rome Adunze has been the guy for Caleb Williams as far as like anytime he's been blitzed. 16 to 28 so far on the season, whenever he has been blitzed for 244 yards and 6 touchdowns, just the two of them. So I like Roma Dunze in this spot, man. Like I'm pretty comfortable. I'm pretty confident in him. I know like he's definitely like a really, really, really good real world football player. And I know like
Mm-hmm.
there's been a couple of weeks where he's kind of burned people, me specifically, as
Yeah,
far as as far as some DFS. We got that goose egg there, and that how do you put up like 90 some odd points, man, and have nothing to walk away
right.
from it in that space. And then I think you can even see like as you had the screen up, man, just him with the 15 points there previously. And with the wide receivers that are out here, man, I think that's a pretty good value and a pretty good price in a game that I think is definitely got a little bit of shootout potential for sure.
Yeah. I think, let me go back here. I think their over under is like 48 and a half, and they're playing in a 48
Don't
dropped. It dropped down to a half point. So, um, yeah, 48 points. And they're playing in a dome. Should be a good game. Hopefully, the Vikings can keep up that pace for Adunze to go off. So, yeah, good pick there. You're leaving me so many good options. You should have went first. I'll go with Christian McCaffrey, I guess,
all right.
at $9,000. Brock Purdy's coming back. The Arizona Cardinal defense is getting worse and worse based off health. So we'll go with Christian McCaffrey. Their offense is almost at 100%. They're just waiting on Ayuk. Pearsall should be back. So we'll go Christian McCaffrey at 9,000.
All right, man. All right, yeah. No, this is definitely a different little world for me here, man. I'm liking this right here. I'm having fun. Uh let's see here, man, because I'm with you. I'm kind of on the fly too, man. Just as far as like what we're doing. Let's see here. All right, man. I'll go ahead and pull the trigger on it, man. For sure. Give me Jaylen Warren in this space, man. I know, like I talked about, just the weather, like in that game, and I think just the Steelers overall. This has got to be a get right spot for them, man. This is a revenge narrative for the Steelers, obviously, with the loss that they had to Cincinnati earlier, and just they haven't been very good just here as of late. And like these are typically the games, right, where Tomlin gets these guys going. And I think like we can all see, man, like the writing on the wall. I mean, hell, we're 10 weeks into the season. And it starts and ends with the run game. And I'm pretty sure Tomlin even came out this week and said, like, expect for Jaylen Warren to get even more volume this week. So I think that's a pretty decent price for, for a guy who obviously he can do a little bit in the passing game, for sure. Obviously, it hasn't been a lot there, but he can. Then again, I feel good about where the Steelers are at. At least I'm trying to be feeling good. It's kind of hard to after what happened on Sunday Night Football. So give me Jaylen Warren in that space, man.
Great pick. Let me go back here. I think he is the second points per dollar play for running back at 2.95 with a median of 18.2 points. So yeah, that's a great play at 60 or 6,100. All right, let's see who we can get here. You have Warren, so I probably can do this. We'll go DK Metcalf.
Love it.
I do know there's a corner on the Bengals. It's named DJ Turner. That's a shutdown guy, but he shuts down wide receiver ones pretty well. But week 6, when they last played, he got 9 targets for 95 yards and a touchdown, accumulated 19.5 points. And the Bengals defense is a defense that you want to attack. So we'll go with DK Metcalf at 5,700.
All right. Next player, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a stab on man, I love this, but I hate it, but I love it, man. I love this. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and rip it, man. I'm going to go Nico Collins, man. And with no CJ Stroud, talked about this a little bit like on our show last week. The mission, like he understands the mission, and the mission is to get Nico Collins the ball. The Titans are, one of the worst offenses in the NFL defensively. Like they've had their opportunities for sure. And I think like the Texans, like it's pretty straight ahead, right? Like we got to get Nico Collins the ball. I'm going to take him in at 6,700. Like I love his price. I think obviously we're going into week 11 at the beginning of the season. This guy, I think we all thought that, things would be a little bit better for him, and it hasn't been, and that's all right, man. But again, like Davis Mills, he understands the assignment, and the assignment is to target Nico Collins and get Nico Collins the ball. So I'm going to feel comfortable rolling him out there at 6,700, man, for a pretty good price for a wide receiver.
Yeah, the last 3 games he's gotten, 21, 46 targets, with a game and a half being Davis Mills under quarterback. So yeah, great pick. Alrighty. I don't know who to go with next. Do I go quarterback? Do I go tight end? Or do I go defense? We'll go quarterback, I guess. I still need to save some money, and I'm at 4,600. So we'll go with one of the cheaper guys. We'll go with Jacoby Brissett. He's taken over quarterback. The offense of the Arizona Cardinals looks better. Yes. He's gotten 4 games he has played. He has gotten over 20 DraftKings points. He's playing a weak San Francisco defense, and he's a stacking partner with Michael Wilson. So we'll go with Brissett at 4,900 as my quarterback.
All right, I love that. And I'm going to see you off of that one. And then I am going to take Tez Johnson for the Buccaneers. This game, obviously, definitely going to be some points scored for sure. And I think like low key for him, man, like he's been low key like a really good red zone player for sure for Baker Mayfield for sure. Obviously, as you can see, what double digits in 5 out of the last 6 weeks, obviously without him. The 1 week is obviously, against New Orleans. So I'm going to go Tez Johnson, man. It's a salary saver. And the Buccaneers, man, they have something to play for now. Like at this point, right? Like it's getting a little bit hairy for them. So I'm going to take Tez Johnson. I'm going to sleep like a baby. Hope he scores a touchdown and gets me, 40, 50 yards in that tutty. In a pretty solid game environment for both. Really, man. After like what happened last night with the Pats. Getting that win, the Buccaneers, they have to win as well. I mean, the Bills have to win as well. So I think this game is going to be pretty uptight, and I expect some points to be scored for sure in that one, man.
Are you worried about the weather at all in that game?
No, I'm not. I can't be like at this point. Like even if I was, I couldn't be with 4,700. Just from like what I've done from a construction side of things. Obviously being up here in the Northeast, like we know, it's going to get a little bit. It's going to be a little bit gross. But if I'm not mistaken, I think because he's from Oregon too. Like he played in Oregon, so sometimes it can get a little dicey out there. And I don't worry about Baker, man. Baker's a gamer. No matter what the weather is. So. Wide receiver 3. I'll do it. Roll the dice and close my eyes and hope for the best, man.
All right. Well, speaking of hoping for the best, I'm gonna go ahead and pick my defense now for this roster to work. I'm just gonna pick the cheapest defense to go Titans defense against the Texans. If this is a spot for the Texans to get over or not get 20 points like they did against the Chargers, but get some sacks, maybe force some interceptions with a backup quarterback like Davis Mills, and they're getting healthier. They are an aggressive defense, so they do get burned a lot, but I'll go Titans defense at 2,300.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to get some more action in this Chicago-Minnesota game, man. I'm going to go with JJ McCarthy at quarterback, man. Just I gotta be able to save a little bit of money, man. I don't necessarily love it, but again, just for me to get some action here in this game, man. I think Justin Jefferson's comments that just looking on X and just he said he's ready to get back to that mode, and I'm kind of a narrative guy. I used to not really play into that, but I think like a lot of times, just like coach speak, media speak, narratives and things like that right there. Sometimes you have to pay attention to those type of things. And I think this is a game where I think Justin Jefferson is quietly calling for the ball quite a bit. And I think, if getting the ball to Justin Jefferson is never a bad thing. So with that said, I like the situation. Plus, man, the Bears all season long have been in games that have went back and forth for sure. So it's a pretty healthy environment for me, especially with like a team like Dallas that's not on the main slate. Obviously Cincinnati is, but we're just kind of discussing, whether it's the wind, the weather, or whatever the case may be. I think this is one of the next safer game environments to go to attack. And I know JJ's pretty chalky, on DraftKings and on FanDuel. So this is a spot where I'm just going to, I like to call it on our show. I like to call it the lemon pepper chalk. So I'm going to go ahead and eat the lemon pepper chalk tonight.
He did come off his best passing performance, yards wise and running wise. He was forced to throw the ball more often. So I do see like his attempts going down. But yeah, if it does shoot out, you get lucky and get some points off him for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with my next pick. I'm going to go tight end here. I think I'm going to go with Kyle Pitts.
You egg-sucking dog. That's what I was looking at. I was looking at that, man.
21 targets last 3 games. He's 4,000, so I just need 12 points for him to pay off. And Atlanta's looking to get revenge against Carolina after losing 30-0. I still think Carolina wins the game, but I think Pitts is the play other than London. Receiving wise, so we'll go Pitts at 4,000.
All right. Oh man, this is gross right now. This is gross. I either got to go tight end or defense, man, so I can really know like what I got right now. Oh man. Oh man, you've really put me in a predicament here, or I've put myself in a predicament. I think I am going to. I think I'm just going to go back to tight end and just call it good here.
All right.
I'm going to go to tight end. I'm going to punt. I know Hawkinson ain't did jack squat like all year long, man. But like, I don't really. There's not a lot of other options, man. Like I have to go to him. So I'm trying to kind of pick through it. But like, yeah, I guess I'm just going to go Hawkinson here. Give me a little bit of space. Give me a little bit of relief, and pick a defense, and hopefully like that flex spot, I'll be able to cash in on it a little bit more, man. But what a disappointment, man, Hawkinson's been, man. He actually made my all midseason fantasy bus team, right? He was supposed to be one of the big 5 tight ends that you were supposed to be able to take, feel good about, and sleep well in that space. And it just really has not panned out. Really hasn't panned out that way at all in that space for TJ Hawkinson for sure. So, again, I'm just banking on the game environment, being pretty solid, and maybe, maybe he catches 1 or 2, but like, please do not follow me. We used to have these guys that used to come to our church when I was a kid that like, they were out on like the work release program, and they give us a big speech, and just at the end of it, they would say, "Don't follow me." So I'm telling you, don't follow me with TJ Hawkinson. This is just situation based, man.
Yeah, of course. And with him being at $3,000, you just need him getting 9 points, and you're fine. So yeah, great pick. All right, I'm gonna go with my flex now. I'm at 5,900. I'm gonna complete my stack. I'm gonna make it a double stack. I'm gonna go Trey McBride at 6,300.
Okay.
22 targets the last 2 games. Again, no Marvin Harrison. So that receiving tree is going to be thin. You got McBride, obviously, Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, and I believe another guy. Let me see here. What's his name?
Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson.
There was another guy that popped up. He's they picked him off the practice squad, but I can't remember his name. It'll come to me. But yeah, Trey McBride in a high-scoring environment against the 49ers. We'll take it.
Okay. All right. So I've got to figure out a defense here, and I think I'm going to have to like play down so I can get me a little bit of goodness here. Give me the Chargers, man, at 2,800. I'm going to take the Chargers defense against Jacksonville. Jacksonville, man, like they've been so weird all year long. Like you beat Kansas City, and then like, you go into overtime like with the Raiders. They're just a little bit shaky like everywhere. Like they keep trying all these things. Trevor Lawrence ain't really that good. Travis Etienne, like I don't mind him at all. Parker Washington, I think like you take the the return away from him last week, and it's kind of like but I mean obviously he's getting a lot of work overall. So I just think it's a really weird situation just like overall, and I'm probably getting in bed with the wrong team in the Chargers as far as picking the defense. But you know what, man, like whatever, it could be a lot worse. So go ahead and give me those guys. I'll run it, man.
Yeah, great pick. Chargers did very well against Pittsburgh, and I view the Jaguars in that same tier as Pittsburgh, quarterback wise. So I think the Chargers defense will wreak havoc on Trevor Lawrence and company. Do you want to go ahead and make your last pick since you have a flex position available?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out which direction I want to go, and this is obviously very troublesome now. Daggone, man. Like this is going to put me in a really not good spot, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I spoke on it earlier, so I'm just pushing. Actually, you know what, man? What am I talking about? I ain't going to do that. Well, yeah, I am. Oh, man. You know what, man? I'm just going to do it, man. I'm going to go with the unsexy pick here. It's sexy, but unsexy. I'm just going to go with James Cook. I'm going to go with him. I know Tampa Bay's been stout. against the run, perceivably. But I think this is just a situation, again, for them. James Cook, man, like he's been literally, no pun intended, man. He's been cooking all season long. It seems like 100 moons ago, whenever everybody was so concerned about all of the things as far as him and the contract. And so far, man, this year 335 yards before contact, and over half of those yards, which is 207, have came just over in the last 3 weeks. So maybe this is just a space where the Buffalo Bills offensive line is starting to catch their stride. This is a really good game environment. I think obviously we all know like what it is with Josh Allen coming off of a subpar performance. So I just expect this Bills team just in general just to bounce back and have a better performance. And when they do, in a more competitive, game, James Cook is going to be at the center of it. So not necessarily what I was looking for ideally coming into this thing here. But I can definitely walk away feeling relatively confident, honestly, with my lineup overall here in this space. Honestly, with the exception of I don't really love the JJ McCarthy pick in the Hawkinson pick, but it is what it is. I like the game environment, and I think the Bears have been vulnerable, to just opposing offenses just all season long. So, man, we're gonna ride it out. Hope for the best, pray for the worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised you didn't go with Justin Jefferson in that spot since you have McCarthy.
I thought about it, man. I honestly thought about him and Ibuka because I'm pretty big Ibuka guy. I've been on him all year long, man. Obviously, and I know a lot of people will say that, but I've got him in a ton of places. I thought about it, but I also thought too, man, just playing, obviously playing DFS, I think just in this space, it's hey, I just got to beat one guy. I don't have to beat the field, right? So, okay, so the James Cook pick, it was either Cook, Ibaka, or Justin Jefferson, but I didn't want to load all up on the Vikings in a situation where I know I just talked about Justin Jefferson, trying to get back to that space. Just all right, man, hey, man, we'll roll with James Cook, man, and call it good. And obviously that gives me a little bit of skin in the game, obviously in that Tampa Bay Buffalo game, which is also a pretty healthy game environment for me. In my opinion, anyway, I think it's a pretty healthy game environment. And I think the general public will probably end up kind of, looking at it that way as well. So, yeah, I think it's less of a gamble for me in that spot because I think it's not calculated and hoping on other things to happen. James Cook is going to get the football and he's going to be a priority in that game.
Right. And with Kincaid being out, he could definitely get more touches on the ball as well. So yeah, great pick. So just to recap your team, you have JJ McCarthy at quarterback, Josh Jacobs at running back, Jaylen Warren at running back, Rome Odunze at receiver, Nico Collins at receiver, Tez Johnson at receiver, TJ Hawkinson at tight end, James Cook in your flex, and the Chargers D. And I have one move left, 5,500. Let's see. I'm going to go Aaron Jones.
I love that pick, actually, bro. I do. I love that pick. He was somebody that just kind of looking at stuff. I was all right, again, healthy game environment. And obviously just his past, with the Bears and stuff. I like that pick a lot, man, for sure.
Yep. It's just a leverage play off your McCarthy and Hawkinson play in that game. It gives me a piece of that game as it is one of the highest scores of the week. I don't think McCarthy's going to throw it that much. It's going to be more balanced out. So we're going to go Aaron Jones and hope he pays off at 5,500 for 16 points. So my team is Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, Christian McCaffrey at running back, Aaron Jones at running back, Jamar Chase at receiver, Michael Wilson at receiver, DK Metcalf at receiver, Kyle Pitts at tight end, Trey McBride as my flex, and the Titans defense. How are you liking your chances this week?
I think there's a couple things. I think that San Francisco Arizona game is really obviously it's interesting in your build, but I think it's interesting just as far as a fantasy football consumer because Jacoby Brissett, he has been playing good football, and I've been on record for not necessarily subscribing to everything that he's been putting out on the field. And I think like some of his production has been a product of some of the teams that he's played. But unfortunately, like I also have to start him in one of my home leagues this week. And then to see like San Francisco and just like their inability to be able to, or not being able to stop certain teams, I think that makes it very interesting. Although the one caveat, like I'll say, and I think like you could obviously counter the same argument that I'm going to put out here as well. But these division games, man, like we never know how they're going to end up shaking, right? We never know how they're going to end up shaking. So I think that's a very interesting piece for me. Is that, and like obviously like you're heavily invested in that game with Brissett, McCaffrey, Michael Wilson, and McBride. So like you're all the way in on that game. So yeah, I mean like we'll see what happens, obviously, but I think for me, I feel okay, man. Like I totally feel okay. Just about where I'm at. I think Josh Jacobs smashes this week against the Giants for sure. Jaylen Warren, hey man, at least the volume will be there. Like we know that, like that's the one thing. And I think with Rome, we kind of talked about it as far as like him being Caleb's guy against pressure. So, and Caleb's been playing really good football. Like I actually wanted to try to get him in there some way as my quarterback, and it didn't happen. And I'm a little bit sad about that. But and then Nico, like I said, man, Davis Mills understands the mission, man. Like he understands the mission as far as that goes. So yeah, man, I think I feel okay, man. And if the weather is kind of crappy in Pittsburgh, if it is the 30 miles, 30 mile an hour wind that I seen like, yesterday with this, maybe that slows things down a little bit, but somebody's going to have to check in on me if they allow Jamar Chase to do what he did last game. Like someone is literally going to have to check on my well-being because that was just ridiculous. And plus, man, the Steelers, man, they got a new dog in town, man. And, they got Asante Samuel Jr. out there, man. So so we'll see, man. It should be interesting in that space, man. But I don't hate my team, man.
Yeah, so looking here, the wind for that game, it's going to be around, it's going to start off at 19 miles per hour with gusts up to 30, and it's going to drop down to 14 mile per hour winds up to gusts up to 28. So
it'd be very spotty.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we'll see.
I'm surprised that none of us picked any players from the highest scoring game of the week, which I think it's going to shoot out, I think. That's Seattle, Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think it's I can definitely understand that. Like Sam Darnold's another guy, like, I got him in a couple spaces too, like season long wise. But I just think like I always get really skeptical about two really good football teams in high shootout games. Like there's certain games that like I'm like, okay, like this, yeah, like it's a high scoring game, like it's gonna be a high scoring game because like both these teams like they suck. And so like that checks out. But I think like when you're looking at both of these teams, and I was, again, like on record for saying this last week on the fantasy football show, is that I think the Rams are one of the most disrespected 2-win teams in the NFL. Still, like I think they're highly disrespected. Like Seattle's look super sexy in their spots, right? Like just crashing people, left and right. Obviously the 49ers, like I think like there's still like a nostalgia there for like a lot of like fantasy football consumers and even just football consumers, just a lot of nostalgia there and like a lot of confidence and trust in Kyle Shanahan. And then Arizona, like they've just been like, a storyline because like the last time that we've seen them, they were, I should say the last time, but one of the times we've seen them, they were on Monday Night Football beating up the sexiest, worst team in the NFL in the Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, man, like I that is a little bit weird, but also too, man, like those players are relatively priced pretty expensive. Obviously JSN, you know what I mean? Like obviously that's like crushing life is that guy. And Stafford's price is the fourth highest price QB on the slate. Yeah, I just think like obviously like there's a couple of other places like you could get to. Not to throw shade at Matt Stafford because it seems like every time I do, all he does is go out and throw for 4 touchdowns. So that's probably what'll happen again. But yeah, that is kind of interesting that neither one of us got there. So
yeah, their ownership percentage is about 16 and 20%. JSN being the highest at 20. So that is the show for this evening. Thank you for giving your opinion on that particular game. I do appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
probably be targeting that game quite often in my 3max contest just to be a little different.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be playing again for the Salem Pantry. It's just a place where people should be getting food. Uh, if there's if you need fresh food and you don't have any money, they're a good place to get food for the unfortunate. So go check them out, and then you have the YouTube channel, the Fantasy Football Show. The URL is on the screen there. Go check them out. They have shows Sunday morning. What time do you start Sunday morning?
10:30 a.m. Eastern.
Eastern Standard Time. And then
Yep.
what time's your Sunday night?
Sunday night is really just like somewhere around like 7:15, 7:30, depending on what happens with the the later games, but roughly around 7:15, 7:30.
And then do you go until kickoff to the
Yeah.
league game?
Yeah, we go to a kickoff on Sunday Night Football, and then obviously then on Monday, kind of the same thing. We start off at like 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday night, and we go until kickoff of Monday Night Football.
Awesome. Again, there's the link. Please subscribe to them. A great channel. I watch you guys on Sunday mornings while I'm getting my DFS lineups going.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, no problem. I hope everyone has a great night. My guest next week is going to be, let me pull up his name. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man.
Jamie Calandro. He is the #1 ranked accuracy ranker on Fantasy Pros, and he does DFS as well. So I could be happy to have him on, and I'll see you all next Friday night.